Just a quick word to say the Scotland Rugby podcast is now available every Tuesday. Join me, Andy Burke and Tom English for everything you need to know about the world of Scottish rugby. Just head to BBC Sounds and subscribe to the Scotland Rugby podcast.
The Scottish Football Podcast from BBC Radio Scotland.
This is the Scottish Football Podcast. We're live beside the pitch at Feyenoord's De Kuip. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
No, it's De Kuip.
De Kuip. I took it out. I knew I would be wrong about that. But if I could ask you to introduce yourself firstly.
My name is Sinclair. I'm a sport presenter, sport reporter for ESPN. And I've working years for Rijnmond. It's a local TV and radio station here in Rotterdam, focused on Feyenoord. So I've been here many times.
So you know your stuff, and I will confess you know more than me. So that's why you're here. Tell us, the Scottish audience back there, what sort of test do you think Celtic face here tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult because since Arne Slot as trainer come in here, Feyenoord play very good football, especially also in Europe. The first year they win, they reach the final in the Conference League with very good football, and especially in the home games. So also last year in the European League they didn't lose a game here at home. Maybe because of the crowd, because it's very interesting. Maybe you can see it tomorrow that it's difficult here to win by this stadium. A lot of big teams drop points here, or finally defeat Manchester United, formerly Juventus, Sevilla. A lot of teams here in the Kuip. I think main reason is maybe by the fans, but they play very good football, and I think it's very difficult to beat them.
When you say good football, I'm interpreting that as attacking football as well.
Yeah, they play attacking football, and maybe a lot of people outside from abroad always looking to Ajax Amsterdam. They play the good football, and here in the Dutch, always they say in Rotterdam they play working football mentality. They want to fight, but in a few years there's a transition, and now they play very good football here in Rotterdam. And in Amsterdam they are struggling. And in Rotterdam I think they play good football by Arne Slot. Because before we had as a coach here Dick Advocaat, you know them as well from Scotland. And he plays always very defensively. He plays for the result. And there was a discussion before Arne Slot was coming from it's not possible to play attacking football with Feyenoord. And Arne Slot was, he said, I think we're going to make it that we're going to play attacking football. And everybody here in Rotterdam was thinking, we have heard it a lot of times with the coach. He's coming new and he want to change everything here at the club. But there was a change, and he is now for the third year here in Rotterdam. The first year he reached the final from the Conference League with very good nice football. Last year they win the title and the quarterfinal. They reached the quarterfinal in the European League. And this year they play very good football. And Arne Slot was saying after the game from Saturday against Heerenveen, this is the best football I ever played with a team. And he said it after only 5 games in the competition. So I don't know what happened tomorrow, but if he said it, he convinced that Feyenoord is in shape now.
Encouraging then from a Feyenoord point of view. Interestingly, in Brendan Rodgers' first tenure as Celtic manager, one of the criticisms, or the very few given what he did in Scottish football, was at Champions League level that perhaps he was too attacking. What do you know, or what do people here know about his approach, and what approach he might adopt now with that in mind?
A lot of people here okay, maybe it's not nice to hear, but Scottish football, we didn't see so much footage, and a lot of people here said from Scottish football it's not good. Okay, only Rangers and Celtic are good teams, but the other teams, it's not a good league. But I've seen a lot of games from Celtic, and I think they play very good football, and maybe they can surprise everybody who's thinking from Scottish football is not so good. But Brendan Rodgers, he's very known as a former Liverpool coach, and in England a lot of coaches. I think everybody expects that he had a lot of experience to know how to beat Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, of course, are... Give me a second, just checking the time to make sure we don't miss this. Feyenoord, of course, are top seeds in the group. I presume going into it, most people here think not only are they going to probably beat Celtic, they're going to do very well in the group.
Yeah, if they want to reach knockout phase, they have to win the first game against Celtic. What I told you before, especially at home, they are unbeaten in Europe by the coach Arne Slot. But there is one problem. The first striker, he is suspended with Jimenez. He is very important for this team. And the second striker, actually they have bought him for a lot of money. It's Ayeda, it's a Japanese guy from Cercle Brugge in Belgium. They bought him because they knew that Jimenez was suspended. And last weekend he was injured by a friendly game from Japan against Germany. He was scoring in that game, but he's injured now. And in the first days everybody was in panic here in Rotterdam. You have to play against Celtic, and coming week you have the Ajax Feyenoord game. And everybody was in panic. But yeah, last Saturday here in the Kuip, Feyenoord beat Heerenveen with very good football. And everybody, 5 players scored a goal, 5 different players, 6 different players scored a goal. And I think that gives a lot of courage, and that they can, and other guys can also score a goal. And tomorrow is very interesting what Arne Slot is going to do in front. Everybody's expecting that Minte is the striker number 1. And maybe for Celtic it's that difficult because he's not really a striker, and that's a player who's going everywhere, and sometimes that's difficult to manage.
Just finally, I tried to pronounce a Dutch stadium in a slightly Dutch accent. Can you give us your best Scottish accent?
No, it's very difficult to understand when we hear.
I was speaking slowly for your behalf. I hope you understood a word I said. Look, thank you very much for your time.
No, thanks, and good luck tomorrow. And I know everybody is looking forward to the game at Celtic because they have a history. Because Feyenoord and Celtic played the European Cup final in 1970. So a lot of people think it's a historical game to face Celtic again after so many years, especially the older people here in Rotterdam. And a lot of people are looking forward to the away game in Celtic at Celtic Park.
A very interesting insight there. Let's now hear though from the Celtic goalkeeper Joe Hart, but first manager Brendan Rodgers speaking ahead of that clash here in Rotterdam against Feyenoord.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Look, it's the guys have worked extremely hard last year for the qualification, so it's what you play for to arrive in the top competition, top players, top coaches, top managers, and we're really excited about it. Anything is possible in it. You know, people ask and ask you to forecast what it is you want to do and what it is you want to achieve. But I think that how we want to play the game and with our competitive spirit. Now that's important in the Champions League because you're playing against top teams, and we've seen it already this season that the spirit of this team will never be broken, and you have to have that at this level when you're a team like ourselves coming into it, when people want to dismiss you in the tournament. So for us, it's about being competitive. Like you say, we have to work very hard, you have to work very smart, and let's see where it takes us. Yeah, I think any team at this level is always very, very difficult. I don't think there's an easy game here, and obviously being Dutch champions, a great history of this country and producing teams and players. So we know the challenge, but for us, we're looking forward to it, and it's the first game of 6, and let's see where it takes us. But I think success for us as a club is to, as I said, is to be in Europe after Christmas. I think that is what our aim is, whatever competition that is in. As long as we're in Europe after Christmas, that is our aim. But like I said, anything is possible in the group, and as I said, we look to be competitive in all the games.
How much are you relishing this on a personal level? Because I think you made it fairly clear that this was one of the big reasons for you making a return to Celtic.
Well, it was one of a number of reasons. I think that to be involved in European football is a great experience as a coach, and obviously to lead this group of players into European football and into the highest level is obviously I'm very proud to do that. So, but for us, like I said, we want to go in and make an impact, and that's what we'll look to do starting from tomorrow.
Maybe describe to us what it means to compete in the Champions League as a player.
It's an amazing competition, one that you grow up watching, you grow up enjoying. Myself personally, when I was growing up, didn't have that much access to European football, so in terms of league football, obviously it's quite easy with YouTube and various channels now, but I can only talk from being a young guy watching the Champions League, the excitement, the music. That doesn't change, you know. I'm still that kid, I'm still a human being, as we all are, as I'm sure it is for a fan. There's special nights. The football seems to change, as the manager just touched on there. The speed of the game is electric, and the hype is real. It definitely lives up to it. The competition every year, there's amazing football being played. You know, the way the battles take place on the pitch in terms of match-ups are, you know, they're breathtaking now. So it's a great competition to be a part of. Look, we're ready to go at it. I've only been here 2 previous seasons and played in Europe both times, and we felt like we've been as prepared as we could be, as strong as we can be, and I feel like that now. We've got a really hungry group of players. We've got a bunch of players and staff who want to do well. We've obviously got a club and a support network that wants us to do well. We've all got to link arms and just go for it. You know, I think this line comes out a lot in this competition, and I've heard it for years, and especially when I was first coming into it, from the more experienced players, it's really clinical both ends. You know, the competition's going to be tight. There's all sorts of different styles, but taking chances and defending your box as best you can when it ultimately will come under pressure. It's quite a simple formula, but you know, as we all know, if it was that simple, everyone would do it. But we'll see. Like I say, we train hard, we work hard, and we're going to give it our best. Yeah, if you'd have asked me if I necessarily would have been doing this at my age, then I probably would have struggled to give you a definitive yes. So from that point of view, I'm very pleased, but from a present me, I feel like I should be here. I love being here, love being part of the team that I'm a part of, and I can't wait to hopefully take it on tomorrow night.
Thanks very much for listening. You can, of course, keep up to date at our website. That's bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland. And, of course, you can hear live commentary and build-up to the action on Tuesday night. That's Feyenoord against Celtic, live across the BBC, online, on radio and on digital.
The Scottish Football Podcast from BBC Radio Scotland.